Hey, what's up everybody, and welcome back to Voices from the Mausoleum. In today's episode, I thought it would be kind of fun to read some of the really bad reviews for Godzilla vs. Kong 2021. Anyway, but before I jump into that, I got a package today that I really have to share because I'm so excited. Eventually, my studio behind me and stuff is going to be set up. But one of the things that I really wanted was something to put on the table that's going to go over there by the chair. And I found on Etsy this lady named, I think her name is like Mandy, something with an M. I was going to look it up. Maria. I suck. Maria. Anyway, her shop is called Magic Paper Crafts, and she does like flowers and a bunch of other stuff. But I reached out to her and asked her if she could do some horror themed flowers that I could put in a teal vase that I had that I really wanted to use for my table. And so we went back and forth. She's so nice, super responsive. Love her. And she actually came up with some pretty great ideas and kind of helped meet me in the middle with what I was looking for. And so this, make sure I'm showing it right, is the final results. I'm trying to like, there we go. I'm super obsessed with them. So I don't actually know. I don't actually know what stories she did, but one of the things that I included was one of my favorite, was some quotes from Edgar Allan Poe. So on this little piece right here is the quote. If I can open it all the way. There. His heart is a suspended lute. As soon as you touch it, it resonates. Anyway, I'm super obsessed with them. And she also gave me these little guys to put on these, or the dried out flowers that she gave me. But they're these really cool little like bird cages. These were just little extra things. I'm trying not to tear them. This is the first time I've taken them apart. How cute. Anyway, thank you, Maria. I love them so much. Yeah, I totally love them. They're going to look so good. They go so great in this vase. Whew, I'm excited. Anyway, yeah. So Con came out a few weeks ago. I'm just going to pull up my reviews really quick so I don't lose my spot. And I actually loved it. I've already seen it more than once. I'm a huge monster movie fan. I'm sure that I have not seen all of them. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I have, because I haven't, but I will watch any type of monster movie, no matter how cheesy or bad it is. I've seen Land Sharks, Piranha 3D, Shark 3D, which was actually not as horrible as it sounds. You know, all those kind of fun movies. So anyway, so I thought, it would be a really interesting thing to see some of the negative reviews, because it's been pretty widely appreciated. Currently, let me see, currently on IMDb, it has, let me see, a 6.5 out of 10 out of 109,424 user reviews. That's a lot of reviews. So I picked 2 from 4-star, 3-star, 2-star, and 1-star reviews. I'm just going to read from 4 and go down. Some of them are quite humorous and are going to require some explaining. So the first one is 4 out of 10. Good visual effect. Just 1. A lot of fiction and less logic. I don't know about you, but I don't really prefer a lot of logic in my monster movies. 1, applause for CGI and sound. 2, lack of logics, plural. A, hollow earth idea is against gravitational force. B, source of light at hollow earth. C, humans with less protective clothes at Antarctica. D, just water drank is enough to destroy the robot. It's written like that. I read it as written. So yes, Kong versus, or I always say Kong first. Godzilla versus Kong is definitely jumping a little more into some science fiction kind of roots. But I actually really liked that part. I thought that that part was really well done. I like sci-fi. I think giant ass monsters definitely fall under the category of science fiction. And I thought I think the water drink is enough to destroy the robot. That's funny. It was liquor, but I did think that part was a little silly. I will be honest. The humans, well, most of the parts with the humans from the Kong side of the story are definitely more there, I think, for comedic relief than they are any other purpose. We definitely could have seen things with Mechagodzilla without them, so I think they were just kind of there because they're part of Kong's other movies and they needed a purpose. I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, 4 out of 10 because they did not like the science fiction parts. Humans with less protective clothes in Antarctica. I feel like they were dressed appropriately. I don't know. I've never been to Antarctica. Whew. All right, the next one, 4 out of 10. Titanically dumb. I was going to say Titanic. That's not right. Titanically dumb. Okay. This movie couldn't been done so much better without the whole hollow earth nonsense. And we have Kong living in a dome now. Give me a break. So many things that make no sense as well. They keep saying if we take Kong out of here, Godzilla will come for him. So let's chain him on a large ship in the middle of the ocean. That'll keep him safe. At the end, we have the little girl who bonds with Kong, trying to tell him in sign language that the atomic breath giant lizard that came after him in the ocean and almost murdered him is not the enemy. And Kong is like, oh, I guess I misunderstood that. So predictable and stupid. And Millie Bobby Brown and Sidekick are incredibly annoying. One more complaint, ... So this super high-tech cybergenetics facility, Apex, then can create Mechagodzilla cannot afford security cameras anywhere on their facility. I could go on and on, ... No third dot. To be fair, it was the only way to get him there was by ship. And when that failed, then they did the helicopter thing, which was even crazier looking. That's so funny. They weren't trying to keep him safe on the ship, though. They were trying to get him where they were trying to get him so that they could get to Hollow Earth or whatever. So I don't think that argument even makes any sense. But, and the little girl telling him about about Godzilla not being the enemy, I think is a little bit deeper than that. This girl shares a special bond with him. And I think it speaks to that relationship that he would look at this child after everything that he just went through. He literally like died. And is just, and trust her and is like, okay, let me do this. You know, I think that might sound silly, but I think that makes that to me makes more sense than just thinking like, he's just so stupid. He just was just like, oh, okay, I misunderstood. It's like, no, this little girl is someone he's bonded to and he trusts her. He believes in her. And I think that kind of speaks to their relationship. I do agree that the 11 and Sidekick stuff was a little bit, ugh. And it's so funny because when we watched this a couple of days ago, the group that I was with were talking about the fact that they're able to just get into these facilities and able to do all these things and no one's stopping them until like the very end. Well, obviously the reason is because it's a movie and they're trying to use that for whatever reason. But that part was kind of stupid. It did make for some funny moments though. I laughed a lot. When they first walk into that arena room, testing room or whatever, where Mechagodzilla fights things as like that for their test runs. And the guy, oh my God, I'm blanking on his name already. When he screams, I thought that part was so funny because both of them jumped and he was just like, oh, like it didn't matter that like they had no idea what was in there. He was just like, oh, I'm going to scream because it makes sense and it'll echo and it'll be funny. Okay. All right. Moving into 3 out of 10. 3 out of 10. A flick only a 10-year-old would love. I am much older than 10. Sitting through Godzilla vs. Kong was like watching clouds form in the sky, and actually that would have been time better spent. Sure, the special effects were fantastic. The music wasn't too shabby either, but the story, the acting, oi. They were the equivalent of listening to 100 fingernails across a chalkboard. Almost every scene was completely implausible, from the idiot army generals who have to be told what to do. It's a typo. Okay, by a primatologist to the sheer ridiculousness of the Hollow Earth Jurassic Park. The annoying acting by everyone was over the top, atrocious to the point of distracting. Ultra cheesy, open-mouthed, wide-eyed stares in this day and age just doesn't cut it. A machine that can suddenly think on its own. Who knew? Maybe my toaster raids my fridge when I'm asleep. They certainly spent a fortune on this crap and will, no doubt, get their money back ×5. I wish I could get my time back, though. Too bad. It wasn't that bad. Jesus Christ. Oh, man. I mean, yeah, the concept of technology kind of taking over and having its own mind, I mean, yeah, it's definitely not a new concept, right? We've seen that a million times over in all kinds of different ways. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't really care about Mechagodzilla. I wasn't watching it for that. That one's funny. I was trying to think if there's anything else. I like the way that's written. That's funny. 3 out of 10, just utter garbage. What waste of time and money. Pointless and heartless movie. No emotions. Just watch for the action scenes, which also predictable. If you want to see this, then do not think of the story plot or anything else because it's senseless. You need to take a bath in suspension of disbelief. I'm sorry. You need to take a bath in suspension of disbelief. Oh, okay, I follow. Heartless. I will have you know that I teared up like 3 different times during this damn movie. Heartless? I don't agree with that. And I definitely don't think, one of the things that we talked about after we watched it on Saturday was that, this past Saturday, before you see this, is that they did such a great job of creating emotion on the monsters, which is not necessarily an easy thing to do. But like there are these things that come across Kong's face and even Godzilla's where you're just like, you know, without words what they're thinking. There's, you know, the scene where Godzilla has his foot on Kong and they have their little roar thing and they're staring at each other. That is such a great moment of communication between the two of what is going on. It's a, I don't want to have to kill you. I know you're not bad, but you need to stay down. Like there's this weird moment and they couldn't have captured that if you weren't able to pick up on the emotions of the moment. Like I think that that's not true. I think that's actually really dumb because I don't agree with that at all. But I think that, I mean, pointless. All movies are pointless. They're just meant for entertainment. So I think that that's dumb. And I think it did have a point, which was actually really good in my opinion. Oh man, this one's insulting. 2 out of 10. Simple minds will guffaw at the spectacle. Make no mistake, this is an animated movie. Sure, there are some actual humans screaming, oh my God, at green screens. However, this movie is just filled with ones and zeros punching each other, while tens of thousands of digital humans are slaughtered against the backdrop of a ludicrous plot that would make a 7-year-old roll their eyes. The extraordinarily expensive special effects looks cheap. Simple minds will guffaw at the spectacle. It warranted saying it again. I'm insulted. I guffawed. I love this movie. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what people expect with monster movies. Like, why are we watching monster movies, breaking them down and trying to make them make sense? I watched I actually really like shark movies, even though I'm terrified of sharks. And there's this movie called 48 meters down. Yeah, 48 meters. And I was reading some of the reviews on IMDb after I watched it, I think, because I was blown away with it. I thought it was amazing. And it was like, you couldn't do this with air tanks and you can't do this. And I'm like, that's because it's a movie. It's not real. Like, I don't know why we're watching monster movies expecting practical things to happen. Like, no one watches monster movies for logic and common sense. We're watching them to see humans do really stupid things and see them get eaten by monsters. Like, that's why we watch those movies. So I think that's so stupid when people break them down and like, well, sharks don't do this and this would have never happened. It's like, well, yeah, because it's a movie. Like, I don't know. I think that's a little silly. Anybody watching monster movies for the sake of like things that add up, I think is kind of pointless and a waste of time. This one's 2 out of 10, just says OMG. This movie doesn't have a single minute that makes sense. I finished this review and I'm going to check out who wrote this piece of CR ... and make sure that I will never, all caps, ever watch anything from this person again. I might overrated it with 2. It is probably lower than 1. I love that they gave like no valid reason for not liking it. They're just like, no, it sucks, and I'm never watching whoever made this movie again. Oh, again, I don't know why people think they're supposed to make sense. 1 out of 10. An insult to anyone with double-digit intelligence. Okay, so I picked this one because they comment on people who like this movie can't possibly be intelligent, and then they don't know how to spell or use grammar or anything of the sort. So this is what it reads. It's just absolutely inane, preposterous, uninspired, OTT nonsense with its specious, bare bones story. Just an excuse to have two CGI. Oh, battle it out. Utter crap IMO. I feel like this is one of those things where somebody was like, let me Google a synonym for this word I want to use since I'm talking about intelligence to make it seem like I'm more smarter than I am. Me, I'm having big brain. Okay, last one. 1 out of 10, epic fail. Okay, this one was also funny because it was really bad grammar and stuff. Movie I watch, wish I wasn't. Actors in movie are generic. Millie from Stranger Things is so annoying. One in. And that child who translate King Kong cheap, CHEP, CGI, a facet. Ending was disaster. Nothing special. Don't waste time. That's all one sentence. No capital letters, no punctuation, not even on the contractions. This review was an epic fail. Good, sir. So let's see. Actors in movie are generic. All humans in monster movies are generic archetypes. That is just the way the cookie crumbles. Not anything new there. Millie from Stranger Things is so annoying. I've seen worse. And that child who translate King Kong. Okay, so I think they're trying to say, and the child that the deaf girl who does sign language for King Kong is also annoying, which is fucking rude because that little girl is not only the cutest thing, but like that whole thing between her and Kong is like so heartwarming to me. I completely disagree that the CGI is cheap. I don't know why anybody could say that. I don't know what people expect. It reminds me of the video game meme where like it shows like, I don't remember what the game is, but it shows like a really old game and we're like, oh my God, look at these graphics. And then we see the graphics now, which are phenomenal. And we're like, this sucks. It's like, I don't know what people expect. Ending was a disaster. I loved the ending so much. Anyway, so those are those reviews. That's weird, right? 1 out of 10? I think if I had to rate it, I don't know, somewhere between a 7 and an 8, I think, out of 10, because first of all, I loved the story. I'm a Kong fan. I loved Skull Island. I've seen the original Kong and I've seen the remake of the original Kong, and they're very hard for me to get through because I just care so much about that ape. Like I literally, like as much as I love Adrian Brody, I'll watch the first one, but the remake of the first one, but I literally can only watch it until right before they're about to capture him. And then I'm like, we're done with this movie and moving on because it's so sad. No, I thought it was great. I thought the CGI was phenomenal. I loved the music. I actually had somebody share with me, I don't know how long ago it was now, but it was a YouTube video of all of the changes in the music from, the original to now and all the ones in between and stuff. And that was pretty interesting to listen to going into this and hearing what they do to change the music. I thought that the story was fine. I mean, I think the humans are definitely its weakest point, but again, it's a monster movie. It's not about the humans. The humans are there to add to the story, to try to get the story across a little bit more. And they're there to add a human element to the monsters, especially when it comes to Kong. They're not there to make sense. They're there to kind of connect some dots, I think. And that doesn't always mean that they make sense. I don't know. I think that I'm a little biased here, but I think that the Kong humans made more sense and were far less annoying than the Godzilla ones. But I think that that's a writing thing. I think it was just kind of rough writing and they could have done something more or just not included them or, you know, I don't know. There's already whispers of them doing a movie with like no humans, which would be everything that we wanted it to be and people would still bitch. So anyway, have you seen Godzilla vs. Kong? It's only on HBO Max until the end of this month, and then, which, oh crap, well, that'll be after this video, so hopefully you saw it. And it'll be, I mean, it'll be in theaters, and I guess it'll come back on HBO Max when it's been in the theaters or whatever, I don't know. But, no, I thought it was super, super good. I really liked King of Monsters. And I just like, I mean, I don't know. I really like Skull Island. I don't know, I like monster movies, so I was super into this one. I liked it a lot. What did you think? Definitely not a 1 out of 10. I think that is an absurd rating for a movie this good that they put this much into. But yeah, that's all I got for now. So hope you guys had a great week. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And, you know, I don't say this often, but make sure that, you know, you're liking videos that you like and you're telling me things that you don't like, that you're subscribed to the channel and that you get notifications. So next Saturday starts our zombie awareness month videos, so if you don't want to miss those, make sure that you are all those things I just said, and I will see you guys in the next one.